Hi, and welcome to this yoga balance practice. Balance requires input from your eyes, your ears, and the muscles throughout your body, especially your legs and your feet. Developing good balance requires consistent practice that's safe and mindful. For this practice, you'll need a good sturdy chair with a nice high back so that when you hold on to the back for support, you don't need to lean forward or change your posture in any way. You can maintain a straight posture with your shoulders right over your hips. So let's get started. Let's begin by noticing our breath. So one of the first things that can happen when we begin to balance is we hold our breath or we begin to breathe really rapidly. So when we begin to practice breathing, I want you to be very aware of what is happening with breath and how you're breathing. So we'll begin by connecting to the breath and finding out where we are right now. So place one hand up near your collarbone, right on your chest, one hand somewhere on your belly, right below your rib cage or over your belly button. We're going to practice noticing our breath, being aware of our breath. So without changing it in any way, notice the depth of your breath, what part of your body moves when you breathe, your chest, your belly, shoulders. What's the speed of your breath? Is your inhale longer or shorter than your exhale? Lots of things to notice with the breath. Is your breath changing as you bring awareness to it? Let's breathe together 2 times. Take a breath in, fill your lungs, and when you exhale, open your mouth and kind of sigh out. Let's do that again. Breath in and breath out. And let's do it one more time. Big breath in. Smooth exhale out. Good. Then relax your hands onto your knees. We'll begin our moving with our feet. Really important part of balance, right? So if you're on the edge of your chair, scooch back a little bit so you have support for your thighs. We're going to be straightening and bending our legs. So let's do a couple just experimental straighten and bends. If you feel when you do this any discomfort in your low back, move back further in your chair to give more support to your thighs. That helps to isolate it into the knees without as much work going in your back. If you still have back discomfort, don't straighten your legs out quite so far. Just get some movement in your knees and lifting that allows your feet to move. Okay? Good. So let's begin with our right leg. We're going to straighten our right leg up, and we're going to begin by pointing and flexing our ankle. So when you flex your ankle, you're going to bring your toes back towards your knee, stretching the back of the leg, especially the lower half of the leg. And then when you point, feeling a stretch through the top of the ankle. And get your toes into the motion as well. Pointing your toes when you point your foot, and then pulling your toes back when you flex your foot. So they're really leading the movement back and forth and getting some movement, maybe curling your toes up as you flex your foot and then pointing them away. You may hear lots of cracks and pops. I don't know if you can hear mine, but they're very crackly and poppy today. All right, and then lower that leg down. Let's go with the other leg. Straightening the left leg, and then pointing and flexing the ankle on this side, getting the toes in motion, pretending your foot's like a piece of kelp waving in the ocean, back and forth. Want our feet to be really awake and our muscles to be strong to help us with our balance. Good. Let's set that leg down. We're going to go back to the right leg and make circles with our ankle. So round in a circle, nice and slow, warming up the ankle. This also strengthens the ankle. It's a very good exercise to do every day. It helps the flexibility and the strength of the ankle. Those of you who are in any of my classes know that I stress this quite often, don't I? All right, make your circle go the other direction. Can we say broken record? Right? Lower that leg down. We're going to take the left leg up and make circles with this ankle. Good. Around in one direction, nice and slow, resisting the urge to go really, really fast. Nice and slow. Take it a couple times around in the opposite direction. Good. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of ankle and brain work. We're going to take our right leg up and our left leg up, and we're going to point and flex with our right ankle. Now, once you get that motion going, with the left ankle, we're going to go around in a circle. So you've got circles in your left ankle, point and flexing with your right ankle. Good, so take just a minute. So I told you this is a brain teaser, right? Good, good, good. Now, relax. Now, for some reason, that's more difficult than the other combination. We're going to take both feet up again. This time, we're going to point and flex with the left foot, and we're going to make circles with our right foot. So, right foot and ankle are going pointing and flexing. Sorry, the right foot's going around in a circle. Left foot is pointing and flexing. And that is also tricky. I thought the other side was harder, but this is harder. Okay, then relax down. Good. Good. Get a little brain work going. Get our brain awake. So now we're going to move toward the front of our chair. So we have a little bit of clearance with our knees. We're going to hold on to our right leg. And we're going to lift it up just enough to get a little bit of clearance to swing the foot back and forth. Just some gentle movement in the knee. Good. And then let that foot rest. We're going to move our hands to our left thigh. Lift the leg up. Swing it back and forth. Good. And then set it down. Now a little bit more work. You can repeat that exercise, or you can change it to pulling the knee up towards the thigh. But for some people, this is contraindicated because of hip issues. So go ahead and do the swinging leg, or don't take it up so high. We're going to do that again. We're going to pull the knee up towards the chest, and then relax. I'm going to do that one more time. Pull the knee up and lower down. Good. Move to the other side. Hold on to the left thigh. Draw the knee in towards your chest, pulling it up close, and then lowering it to the floor. Good. Pull it up close and lower. Nice. One more time. Pull it up and lower. Good. Excellent. Now a little bit of a forward fold motion. We're going to be bending now from the hips, but drawing the chest toward the thighs. For this, we're going to keep our spine long. We're not going to be curling forward. We're going to be folding forward like a cover of a book. Want our feet right underneath our knees. We're going to inhale, lift tall, And as we exhale, we're going to lower down, folding forward. And then inhale, push yourself up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, sit up. Good. Now for our shoulders, we're going to begin with our hands on our thighs and move our right shoulder around in a circle, loosening up our upper back. Getting all those muscles woken up. We want all the muscles, all the joints to be awake and aware of what's going on when we begin our balance. So big circles. Let's do one more in this direction. And then let's go a couple times in the opposite direction. Notice how it's actually kind of challenging to shift, to change the rotation direction. Good. And now we'll move to the left shoulder. Forward, up, back. Now whichever way you begin, whatever direction, either way, doesn't matter. Good, just stretching and moving. We're going to do 2 more in this direction. Keeping that same rotation. And then when your shoulder's down, let's reverse. Go the opposite direction. Excellent. So now let's move our hands to our shoulders and begin to change the exercise slightly, the motions slightly, by making small circles with our elbows. And it's kind of nice when your hands are on your shoulders, you can really feel the muscles that have to lift and pull your elbows up. You can make these circles as big or small as you want. Make them nice and slow so that you can feel the muscles have to work and give them time to work and to stretch. Let's do a few more around. And let's add in our breath. So as you bring your elbows out, no matter how big or small your circles are, take a big breath in. And then as your elbows come forward, exhale. So take a big breath in. And exhale forward. Another big breath in. And exhale. Good. And now we're going to reach up. So we're going to let our elbows stay facing down, but we're going to lift our right arm up and reach through our fingertips, lengthening through the whole right side of our body. And then lean over toward your left side as you stretch and open up the body on the right side. Come back to the center. Place your hand on your shoulder. Let's take the left arm straight up. Get length, length, length all the way through. And then reach and open up the left side of the body. Let's come back to the center and bring your hand down to your shoulder. Now we're going to reach across our body. So straight out from our shoulder, reach, cross the midline and reach to the left side of the room. Bring your hand back to the shoulder and now reach, twisting the upper back slightly, bringing the hand back to the shoulder. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach and out. Take a big breath in and exhale. Breathe in 1 more time each side. Exhale and reach. Good. Now relax your arms down, stretch out shake out your hands. Now we're going to get into the very small muscles and the vertebrae of the neck and then the eyes. So let's begin by turning our head right and then left. Just very gently rotating the gaze, going to the right, back to center, and to the left. So doing this nice and slowly so that you don't become dizzy. Let's go back to the left again. And we'll do 1 more turn to each side. So coming back to center and going right. And it's totally fine if you're doing this a little bit slower. Don't do it any faster though, because we're really trying to stretch our muscles. That doesn't happen if we move our body really fast. Good. Now keep your nose pointing forward, and now we're just going to move our eyes side to side. So we're going to look to the right, and then slowly through center, look over to the left then. I'm going to do this 3 times. So back to the right, center and left. One more. Going to the right, center and left. Good. Back to center. Nice. Let's make circles with our nose. So we're going to get into the vertebrae of our neck by making some very, very small circles. Tiny, tiny circles. Just getting a little bit of motion in that very, very top vertebrae of our neck. Relaxing your shoulders. You go around a couple times in the other direction. So you might barely be able to see that my head is moving. That's how small these circles are. Good. Now we're going to keep our head still, and we're going to move our eyes in a circle. And this you really want to move very slowly. You're going to start by looking up at the ceiling, and then over to the right, down to the floor, over to the left, and back up to the top again. Let's do that 2 more times on your own speed, if it's slow, so we're not racing. Looking left and top, and then 1 more time. Good. All right, excellent. Now we are warmed up, so we are going to stand up and do some practice balance. So where I'm situated, this is where it's the preferred method for standing for you. With your hands on the back of the chair, and notice how the chair is tall enough so that I don't have to lean forward. However, because it's difficult to see what I'm doing here, I'm going to move my chair. I'm just going to rotate it slightly so that it's facing this direction. And you can see better what my legs are doing. Okay. So we're going to begin by noticing how we stand. Look down at your feet and make sure your feet are parallel. Sometimes we can get in the habit of having our toes sort of pointed to the side. Lift your toes, bring them in as parallel as you can. And then notice where the weight is in your foot. If you're leaning with more weight in your heels, or if you're leaning forward, just notice. Notice if your toes are gripping. Especially if your toes are gripping. See if you can bring some of the weight back into your heels and soften your toes. Maybe wiggle them a little bit. Just begin to know that they actually can move easily, and they don't need to be gripping, they don't need to be working. Good. Balance will be easier if our head is over our shoulders and our shoulders are over our hips. Okay, so if you begin to bring your head forward, now if you notice, my head is no longer on top of my shoulders, and I'm going to have this forward momentum. So as tempting as it is to look down at our feet when we're balancing, we're going to try to resist that temptation by bringing our gaze so we're looking at a point that's directly in front of us. So now take a moment to find something in your field of vision that is directly in front of your nose, right? And this can be challenging if you're working on a computer and you have, for me, my computer is a little bit below my direct eyesight. So my head is tipped forward slightly when I'm looking directly into the computer. If you have that same situation, it's fine to be looking at me while you're getting the directions of how to do the balance. But as soon as you begin the actual balance practice, bring your gaze up so that you're looking straight ahead. And as you can see, that your chin is parallel to the ground. You're not looking down. You're not gazing up. Okay, a really important part of balance. So let's begin by us practicing our single leg balance. We're going to put all our weight in our right leg. I'm going to feel that leg engage as we transfer our weight to that leg. And then notice if you begin to sort of shift toward the right, we're going to bring our torso back. So again, head, shoulders, hips, all in alignment. So you're going to maybe notice some muscles you don't normally use are going to engage. And then we're going to gently lift the left leg up. You can begin practice. If you haven't been practicing a lot of balance, you may want to start here with your toe on the floor and hand on the back of your chair. Can't emphasize enough how important it is to use support for your balance, because that'll help strengthen muscles that are weak. If you simply begin to jump into balance without using support, those muscles that are not as strong will take a lot longer to get strong. So use support. It's safer too. Okay, we're going to shift. Relax that leg down. Take a moment. Put all the weight in your left leg. Notice if you begin to tilt. Bring shoulders, head over hips, and then bend your right leg. Keep the toes on the floor or lift them up slightly. You notice it will be more helpful if you pull your belly in. All the supporting muscles in your abdomen can really help with balance as well. And then straighten that leg. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to lift our foot up a little bit higher. So all the weight goes in the right leg, the left leg bends. You can repeat again with the toe on the floor, or you can pick the toe up, flexing the ankle and lifting the knee up. Relax the upper body and notice how your breath is. Are you holding your breath? Are you breathing quickly? Breathe. Lower that foot down. Very nice. Good job. Take a moment with equal weight in both feet. Notice how much easier it is to stand now. And then shift your weight to your left side. We're going to lift our right foot up, keeping the toe on the floor or lifting the toe up, flexing the foot, pulling the belly in, using all the muscles in our legs and our core to hold ourselves up. Finding that drishti, right? The gaze that's right in front of you, and breath, breathe. And then lower that leg down. And find equal weight in both feet. Good. Now we're going to do a slightly more challenging pose. I'm going to turn this way towards my chair. And as I said, even though I'm shifting my position and changing my perspective, this is so you can see what my legs are doing. But do what you need to do with your chair to feel supported in your balance. So this is a heel-toe balance. I'm going to begin with the right foot, stepping slightly forward. Put all your weight on your right foot, and then bring your left foot so that your toes touch your heel. Really hold on to your chair, because this is a more challenging balance, and it can kind of throw you off. So make sure you have a secure, stable chair that you're holding on to. And then relax your shoulders. Relax the grip on the chair so you can hold on to the chair, but resist really gripping so hard that you're straining your muscles in your arm. Find that point straight in front of your face so that your chin is parallel to the floor. Pull your belly in. Put equal weight into both the front and the back foot. And breathe. Press down through your big toe mound to avoid rolling out toward your pinky toe. Good. And then bring both feet parallel again. Let's swirl our hips a little bit. Sometimes the muscles get a little tight. Loosen them up. And then we'll repeat the heel toe on the other side. So this time, step forward with your left foot. Put all the weight on your left foot. And then bring the toes of your right foot to the heel of your left foot. Shift your weight back in so that you have even weight in the front and the back foot. Find your gazing point, which in yoga we call a drishti, so that your chin is parallel to the earth. Then notice your breath. Breathe. Again, making sure you're pressing down through the big toe mound and not rolling out toward your pinky toe. Nice. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your feet back to parallel. Very good. So now we can use what we've learned in our balance and apply it to a yoga pose called Warrior One. We're going to walk really close to the back of our chair. And we're going to begin by taking our left leg one big giant step back. And then making sure our head, shoulders, and hips are still in alignment. So you may need to move your chair closer to you or maybe a little bit further away. We're going to slowly begin to bend our front knee. And as you bend your front knee, you may notice you may need a little bit more space between your feet. So just walk your front foot up a little bit if need be. You're bending your knee until it's just over your ankle or slightly behind.